There we go. Hello. The third stop of CQCS Innovation Latam 2020 is on now. And today we're gonna discuss about how life insurance will be and work in the new world order. I need to share with you guys today is a magic day. I I cannot express how proud I feel working in the industry as insurance industry. My journey brings so many gifts, making me feel so blessed. If you could imagine, in March, we, the guys work for events. Our business was connecting people, putting people together, and shaking hands, giving hugs, having drinks was all over. Guys, we had no future, no expectations, no lights in the end of the tunnel, no bridge. Today, 25 weeks later, remember, supposed to be only 2 weeks of quarantine. 25 weeks later, we had to finalize the registrations. We reached 2,000 people interested to be with us here today. And that means a lot for me. I need to, now we, all of us, all the ecosystem, we realize that we are in the future and we found many ways to connect people looking for professional qualification, building the future by redefining the present, step by step, involving all the stakeholders and making each of us actors of a new world order. That's a legacy. That's a legacy that comes out of coronavirus. It's this pandemic that impacted this huge generation, the kids with 2 years and the guys with 100 years old. They are in the same generation, the same mood, and we all are rebuilding the world and make possible things that we could not imagine in March. Life insurer gets an even more protagonist position when people are aware about their lives, especially when their lives are changed by the pandemic and its consequences. We choose very relevant people to share their experience and visions with us, looking to help to redesign this relevant protection for society. Here with us today, Marcelo Melo, Sul America's Vice President. Sul America is a centenary company with a very strong, innovative culture. And they know a lot about health and life insurance. Luciano Lopatin, Vice President of MetLife, is a guy from Latin America. If a very special multinational look for the life insurance industry. And remember, he's from Latin America, so we also have a special look for Latin issues. And also, we have here with us today David Azario. David came from a very special insurance company, Ohio National, a mutual, that have a strong focus in its distribution on independent distributors, especially brokers. And they have a very accurate look for Latam. And it would be fascinating to have these three monsters of life insurance sharing their experience, their views, their expectations with us. I would like to remember you a few things that's very important for today. The chat is open out our event now. You can use it, find your friends, meet people. If you want to make questions for the speakers, because we're going to have a Q&A after the third this presentation. So use the Q&A button. We won't pick up questions from the chat. Second, today we also have our InsurTech of the month. We had Simple Med achieving this position. Why Simple Med? because they are amazing. They are doing very interesting things in the life insurance field. And please, I'd like to introduce you Mr. Albert Costa, who will show us who is Sample Man. Welcome, Albert. You are muted.
Hello, everybody. Uh, let everybody see my screen or not?
Yep, we're
Yeah.
together now. Great.
Okay. Sorry, I'm a tech guy, but sometimes we have a problem with the tech part. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Gustavo, for the invitation and the opportunity. Congratulations for this amazing event. It's a big event. It's everything online. I think our sector changed a lot, but I think it's a good opportunity for we share our experience in the new world scenario. Simple Med started more than 30 years ago with our founder and CEO, Dr. Jair Whiteman. Simple Medical is a medical service provider offering integrated solutions for insurance companies and the medical underwriting process. We are offering tools, service, and innovative products for improve the customer experience on the underwriting process. We are a Brazilian company, but our solutions and platforms are present in Europe, North America, and other countries around Latin America. To prepare this presentation, I did a little research to understand what the market references are saying about the new scenario and how this is going to impact the insurance market. Consult companies like PwC, KPMG, Ernst Young, and McKinsey create articles telling what the insurance company and the market need to respond to COVID-19. And they have some elements in common. I will give a few highlights at this moment. The current crisis has accelerated the trend like automation and digitalization. COVID-19 reinforced the urgency to make process to buy life insurance simple and more digital. We need to use more data for improved products and the writing process. To recent, to recent COVID-19 lockdown and social distancing protocols reinforce the need to rethink all the process with COVID-19. If you want to send a doctor to make medical exams in the proponent at home, it's a big problem right now. Life insurance is not a crucial product to the customer, and the customer don't want more risk right now. In this environment, the underwriting process must shift to remote process. We need to use more data models, more automated process, and technology. All companies said the technology is essential to make a game change. We need to make the process more simple, fast, and remote. Our company has been operated to simplify the underwriting process and support insurance companies to improve their customer experience. I believe because of that, we have a significant growth in the first semester of this year. I want to say thank you for our clients. I believe have some watching this right now. We are increased 115% in case analysis. We start partnership with two new clients in the health insurance sector and win 8 new clients in the life insurance. We had to increase our team by another 50 employees. Everything inside the pandemic in the world and with COVID-19 affect everybody. For respond to the COVID-19, we try to understand our products and we try to help the market. We always looking for constant innovation. We think our tools and platform can help underwriting process in the new world scenario. To answer of the current difficulties, for example, social distance, we have a product like a video underwriting. The process is completely remote. We using proponent image to verify that the person corresponds to the photo present in their documents, so avoiding fraud. We call this face match. With other product voice signature, proponents don't need a personal contact to close the deal. We record his voice to confirm the close, and we can use this in the future dispute or something the guy needs. To simplify the process, we have our automated underwriting product. We make it online and dynamic questionnaires. Proponent can respond this on cell phone or computers, and the decision is very fast. We can use this product for online sales, in chatbot, we can set goals and score and delete or create new questions very easy with our admin platform. We generate dashboards for future business decisions. This is very important to detect health issues, create a new product, and adapt the underwriting process and the questionnaires. Next quarter, we also launching a predictive underwriting product. Our models automate the decision with a few informations. Use data analytics, machine learning, and predictive modeling to that services. We can use that product standalone or in combination with another product like a video interview to avoid fraud, for example. Internal process of our company change a lot too. We had internal problems like all companies. We need to put everybody in the home office. We need to grow the team. We need to training new employees, everything remotely. We need switching our call center platform to another, everything in the cloud because we have some problems with the old ones because it's a local platform. And we need support all the employees at home with a good service license agreement. In just 4 hours, we can send like a technical for help the employees at home. It's a big challenge for us. To give a little more details, I'm gonna show the flow of the video interview for underwriting process. Cases is created in your API. Our team make appointment. The proponent receive a link to running the interview. Our nurse make the interview with more than 4,000 questions and sub-questions. We make a verification with the face match, our underwriting department and our quality acts, and we finish the case, entire process in online. With the video interview, we don't need make any personal contact, you don't need sign any paper, everything it's totally online. We can record the video, we can use that video for confirm the guy, contract the plan, and sign the proposal. Another product we start work is a predictive modeling product. Use market data and data from over 30 years of medical underwriting analysis, demographic informations, census, private databases, medical research. I think for that product, our medical data is the most important element of our model. We can also aggregate data for insurance companies and other data sources. Use machine learning algorithms to create better risk score. The models run in the cloud and the results come in a few seconds. I believe that product can help like big companies to automate decisions for the small capitals. We have many products and services and technologies to help the insurance companies to simplify and improve the customer experience. We can discuss your needs in the new world scenario. I have just a few minutes. And I'm gonna finish here, but I'm put my contacts here. If you wanna talk with us and discuss and more details or solutions, we are available. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Gustavo.
Hello, Alberto. Saying thank you so much. Let me remember everybody that you're gonna be with us in the end of in the Q&A session. And I also have a few questions to make for sample, man, how they're going to internationalize the operation, which country they are doing business. So that's very, 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 very nice. Right now, I would like to invite our first keynote speaker, Mr. Marcelo Mello. Marcelo is a Vice President of Life, Pension, and Asset Management in South America. He's have been in the company since 1997. Working over 25 years in the financial market from Lloyds Bank, Multiplic, and he did his degree in business administration from FAAP and MBA in business management from ITA, and also attended the advanced management program at Harvard Business School. Hello, Marcelo.
Hi, Gustavo. How are you?
I'm
Let
very
me share. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Just a second. Can you see it?
Yep. Now the show is yours.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, I'd like to thank you for the invitation, you and CTCS. I think it's going to be a great opportunity to discuss life insurance during this pandemic situation. I also would like to congratulate Albert, Luciano, and David for being part of this panel. And also, I would like to say hello to the brokers and to the people who are watching us. So I think, as I mentioned before, it's going to be a great discussion because, in my understanding, with this pandemic, the understanding of need to improve personal financial resilience is growing. This crisis is encouraging people to work out how they can better manage their finances and how they can protect themselves against the catastrophe. So the world is just much more serious now than it was before for all of us, and that's why I think financial planning is a very hot topic and a relevant opportunity for the brokers. So my presentation is divided into three parts, I would say. The first one is a very brief introduction on South America. The second one is a snapshot of the life insurance market here in Brazil. And also, I'm going to present some projections on the economy because we believe that some indicators are going to affect the life insurance in Brazil. And the third part is going to be how we see the life insurance in the future and the trends that we believe that are here to stay. So moving to the first slide, this is a snapshot of South America. So South America has been playing a relevant role in the insurance industry here in Brazil for almost 125 years. As you said, Gustavo, South America is a relevant player here in Brazil. We are the largest independent insurance company here in Brazil. And I think it's also worth to mention that after the sale of our auto business this year, the new strategic positioning of the company is related to people. So we want to protect the people in all phases of their lives under two umbrellas. Under the umbrella of health, and by health we mean the health insurance products and dental insurance products, and also under the umbrella of wealth, which means life, pension, and asset management. I think it's also worth to mention that we have a very large client base thanks to the brokers. We have more than 7 million clients, 4 million clients in health and dental, and 3.5 million clients in life, pension, and asset management. We are very well capitalized. We have a very strong cash position, which nowadays, during this period especially, is very important because we can keep investing on digital innovation and organic initiatives, but also we've been very active on the M&A field. So last year, we bought a stake of an investment digital platform called Oraman. We bought a dental operator called Prudente, and this year we bought a health operator called Paraná Clínica. So we've been very active. I think it's also important to mention that, as I said before, we have been investing a lot in digital initiatives, in efficient process, in training programs for the brokers. And I'm going just to give some examples. SulAmérica was one of the first insurance companies to offer telemedicine to the clients. And just to give an idea how this service grew during the pandemic. Before the pandemic, the number of virtual appointments was roughly 500, 600. And last month was roughly to 70,000 virtual appointments. So this is a huge change. Another example of our digital initiatives is the way we deal with the brokers who are, along with the clients, is the reason of our existence. Only in 6 months in 2020, we've already trained 41,000 brokers through virtual education programs. This number is the same as the number we had in the whole year of 2019. So we've been investing a lot in services and programs in order to prepare the brokers to have a better approach to the investors, to the clients. Sorry. So moving to the next page, this is a snapshot of our life portfolio. We have a very wide range of products. So we offer life insurance to large groups, to small size companies. We offer individual life insurance, credit life, and travel insurance. I would highlight here that our travel insurance product was the first one fully e-commerce product from SulAmérica offered to the clients, to the brokers. The individual life insurance and also the individual pension insurance we offer are 100% digital. So the quotation is digital and the purchase is digital. So it's a very, very good experience. And also I think it's worth to highlight here the increase we've seen in the number of brokers selling our life products. Just in the last 3 years, we've seen relevant growth. And in terms of premiums, we are reaching roughly 500 million premiums in life. So moving to the next slide, this is a very user-friendly platform that we offer to the brokers and to the clients. As I said before, the broker can make the quotation offline, online. The client can purchase some products. The broker can have access to several educational programs. We offer e-digital to the life and pension products. So this is a very user-friendly, and it helps a lot in our relationship with the brokers and the clients. And here I would like to show you a very brand new product that we just launched in the beginning of this month, which we call SOS Prev. This is more linked to pension, but it's important to mention as we are talking about protection. SOS Prev is an alternative of funding to our individual pension customers who are suffering during this crisis. They are losing their jobs, they are having their income reduced, and they are thinking about to withdraw their reserves because they need to pay their bills. So for those clients, we are offering the possibility of getting a loan with a pretty low yield. And the yield is low because we are taking the reserve as a collateral. So this is important because it helps the customer to keep their reserves untouched for the future of their families. We are the first insurance company to provide this product to the market. So moving forward, now I would like to share with you some thoughts about of course the life insurance, but also the economy, which will affect the life insurance. This is a snapshot of the life insurance. So in 2017, the life insurance market outperformed the auto insurance market here in Brazil, which is a very good news, of course, but the penetration is still very, very low, as you can see, just 0.6% of the GDP when we don't consider the pension reserves. It's not material, and I think this pandemic is bringing the motivation not only to the clients, but also to the brokers to buy protection. So I think the future of the life insurance is very bright here in Brazil. We see that the CAGR of life insurance here in Brazil is high, and when we analyze just the individual life standalone, the CAGR is even higher, and the penetration is very low here in the individual life insurance. Just 4% of the population has life insurance here in Brazil. So moving forward, now I'm going to make some projections that will affect the life insurance. Here we have the GDP, we have the interest rate here in Brazil, and we have the income, the real income growth. So as everybody knows, 2020 for every country is a very negative year, but the Brazilian government has been doing a great job in order to boost the economy again. So the Brazilian government has been reducing the Selic rate, has been approving new reforms, has been approving social benefits. So 2020 is going to be, of course, negative, but it could be much worse. And as you can see, from 2021 to 2030, the growth is material for Brazil. I would say that is much higher than the past. So I think this is going to affect the income of people. When you see the Selic rate, which means the cost of capital here in Brazil, for the Brazilian standards, the Selic rate from now to 2030 is going to be at a very low level, which means that companies are going to be more motivated to invest in their business, which means more jobs, which means more income. And that's why we are projecting that the income growth is going to be at a 3% pace. On the next slide, I presented the unemployment rate. Of course, it is still very high, and we reduce slowly. But what is important here is when you look at the chart on the right side, you see that the capital market, the Ibovespa index, the stock market has already recovered in a V shape, which means that the market is projecting that Brazil is going to recover at a fast pace, and which means that we can be more optimistic with the labor market in Brazil. So our baseline scenario, I would say, is a very low cost of capital in Brazil for the longer term, low and stable inflation, more reforms, and I think Selic rate is very, very low, as I already mentioned. And why I presented those indicators? Because those indicators are going to help us to project the life industry here in Brazil. And this is the slide that I want to show you. We analyze the correlation between the life industry with GDP, with the interest rates, with the employment rate, and with the income. And we came to the conclusion that the highest correlation is between life insurance and GDP. So we took this assumption to project the life insurance in the future. And you can see that the CAGR that we are projecting for the life insurance in Brazil is much higher than the past. We are projecting that the life insurance will grow on average 15% from now to 2030. So, which is a very good opportunity, as I said before, for the brokers, for the insurers, for us. And also, I would like to mention that the pension reform that was approved last year is just a plus in this discussion, because, of course, with the pension reform, people are going to get less money in the future, and they need to work more. So they need protection. They need someone who helps them to make their financial planning, which are the brokers. And to finish this part of the presentation is the trends that we see for the life insurance market. So we see here how the e-commerce is growing. We can see that this data is from United States, but if we take the data here in Brazil, it's going to be pretty much the same. So the penetration of e-commerce has grown in 80 weeks, what it took 10 years to grow. And I think there is a new generation arising. We are calling here the lockdown generation. The lockdown generation is not linked to gender, to age, to color. The lockdown generation is all of us who are more digital, who are more willing to buy protection, and who are more willing to buy digital. So I think it's a unique opportunity that the market has to change the statement that life insurance is sold, not bought. And just to finish, I think in terms of the way policies are defined and designed, I don't think we are going to see a relevant change. It seems that the policies are doing the job. Policies are meeting their need, and claims have been paid. What I think it's going to change is the use of analytics, the use of artificial intelligence, as Alberto Costa said, in order to help the underwriting process. But the design and policies are going to be pretty much the same. I also think that in terms of working patterns, it's a consensus that things are going to change. Now there is a relevant portion of the working population which want to work from their homes. They want to work remotely. And of course, due to this fact, I think some coverage and assistance are gonna change in the life business. That's it for now. I'm more than open to questions after the presentations, and now I pass to Gustavo.
Marcelo, thank you so much. Our great friend André Lausana, who really have that special eye for innovation that allowed us to be here together, sending hugs. Everybody loving it. And I'm very excited to these perspectives of the perception that the biggest protection for real strong development of the life insurance field is aggregate value perception. I think that's really the mindset that not that we don't do that today, but we need to focus to improve that using this digital tools that allowed us to have our clients digital. We were digital already, but we did not have this chance of being digital with the clients. Thank you so much. And I'm going to invite now Mr. Lopacini. Please wait a little for the Q&A. It's supposed to be a very, very good moment. But before inviting Mr. Lopacini, I would like to tell you guys that we had a small fall that happens here. We don't cover the falls, that we had a little problems with the chat, but now it's open for the participants, and try to focus the Q&A for questions for our speakers. And a special hug for Jairo from Sample Med and for Silas, that are partners of Journey. It's a big honor to have you here with us. And Luciano, welcome, my friend. Luciano Lopacini is the guy who provided to us the chance of having a guy with more than 20 years in the insurance industry. He today is the Vice President of Multinational Latin Business Development since October 2017, which is who is responsible of developing employee benefit and direct marketing business across the region based out in New York, US. Previously, he held different roles at the local and regional level in sales and business strategy in both Mexico and Argentina, where originally from. Luciano had a degree in business and has post-degree strategic planning, as well Master International Economy, of them at the Buenos Aires University. It's really amazing to have someone from Buenos Aires here. I love Argentina. Palermo is a neighborhood for me and my family, especially me and my wife. When we go to Europe, so close to Brazil. Luciano, thank you so much. Now let's rock and roll. It's your show, my friend.
Thank you very much, Gustavo. And you introduced myself even better than what I could do. So I appreciate, and also appreciate that you let me be part of this CQCS event. So I'm going to share my screen. It says that the host disabled the participant share screen, so I will need some support here.
Let me do that right now.
Now I'm good. Now I'm doing it. Beautiful. So everyone should be able to see my screen right now. So again, thank you, Gustavo, for inviting me. It is really a pleasure. And when you and I spoke several weeks ago, I started to think what could be meaningful, what I can say here to this forum, to your forum, CQCS forum, that could be meaningful and important for all of you. And I have to be honest, I struggle a little bit, right? I assume that most of us, like it is my case, we count our experience not more in years, but we count it in decades. So again, I thought a lot what could be interesting for all of you guys today, and I came to the conclusion that it could be nice to talk a little bit about actually something that Marcelo mentioned and touched during his presentation, which is about the low penetrations that we are now used to see in all our markets. While also I would like to add at the end or the second part of my presentation, some colors about what the customer thinks about this, and even more, what the customer thinks in this new reality that unfortunately we are all living in. So to start with, probably with some controversial concepts and slides or opinions from my side, let's face it, right? This is how we see our industry. And I mean, we all the professionals that we loved, we learned to love this profession, right? And this is what we see, or we would like to be seen when we present a new product. And apologize for the lack of skills with Photoshop on the left side. And on the right side, we can see the line of customers that we would love to see the day afterwards, making the round the corner and looking forward to buy first our products. Unfortunately, we are being seen by customer or potential customer more likely like this, which is a cereal bag, which is a commodity, something that you can really, or these people really can differentiate and understand the difference between different options. So is this the reason why price has been such an important factor in life insurance? Well, the quick answer is yes, and it happens to all of us because we are all customers of many products and services. And whenever you are in front of several options and all the options looks alike, your decision is going to be driven by price. Now, if you ask me, is this the reason why we have seen so low penetrations in our markets? The quick answer is no, and we will discuss a little bit in the next slides, and I hope this presentation will help to pick a little bit our brains to work together as an industry for a larger life insurance segment. So, along my career, I have the chance to talk about this with many colleagues in many different countries, and I have always heard pretty much the same. Hey, Luciano, in this country, nobody buys life insurance. Hey, Luciano, here, the regulator is especially difficult. Hey, Luciano, it's not like in the other country that is everything easier. The truth is that the penetrations is something that we can see across all markets, all the countries. I'm showing some figures like Marcelo did in his presentation. This one comes from the OCDE. I just took a sample of countries, and you can see that according to this report, the average of the OCDE countries has 4% of penetration. We can discuss about UK being on 9, or some countries in Latin America being below 4, but the conclusion that I would like to make and the message that I would like to leave in this slide is that the life insurance penetration is low everywhere. It's not something specific from one company, not specific for one country, neither a region. It comes across the board. So after this, I came to the conclusion that actually, again, it's not something specific to something, it is more a category issue, right? And we can brainstorm and build a big list, a long list of factors that have become the life insurance or shaped the life insurance industry in this way. But I listed here at least the ones that I believe are the most relevant or the most important. So to start with, it is an industry where it is very difficult to innovate. Potentially or partially, we can blame the regulation, which is very strict, but it's truly really difficult to innovate. In parallel, at the same time, it's an industry that is very easy to copy, right? Whenever a carrier or a company release something disruptive, something new, could be a product, could be a process, could be a platform, could be an app, sooner or later, or more sooner than later, the rest of the competitors will follow and will replicate. So those two factors together drives what I'm describing on the right side of the slide, which is no differentiators, again, going back to the bag or serial bag picture. And it also drives the lack of motivation to disrupt, to invest in disrupting, as the period of time that the company may enjoy that benefit of being unique, it's usually shorter than in other industries. On another level of characteristics, I emphasizing here that, and again, I don't want to be controversial, but we have to face it that we are not sexy, trendy, friendly topic to talk about. And I still remember in my early years when I went to many call centers to train large group of young people to sell life insurance. I remember myself getting there so excited with a big smile, talking about life, death, double accidental indemnity, hospital cash, cancer, stroke, disability, even talking about dismemberment. But I still remember the face of these guys when I was talking about this, and I realized at that time that, actually even my love for the industry, my love and passion for this type of product, again, the topic is not that fancy, so to speak. On top of all this, we are surrounded by complexity. We are not easy to understand. We have many papers, many wording, and all this together at the end drives what I call this category issue. So beautiful, Luciano, you have been very detailed and thorough on emphasizing the challenge that we are all facing every single day, but what do you suggest? Well, certainly I'm not the man that can guide you, all of you, on what has to be done. It's just my personal opinion. And I'm facing or describing this in this simple chart. So I would like just to invite all to go back to the basics. And I know that may sound pretty obvious, but it is not, right? We are committed to fulfill our word. We are expected to fulfill our word. I am showing in this scheme in the first layer by offer or service, but we all know that we can break down the basics in so many components, depending on the market, depending on the company, on the specific of the product. But again, we have to go back to the basics to make sure that we are fulfilling our word. On top of that, I encourage everyone to even continue improving that basics, even if it's a product, if it's a process, if it's a system, if it's a pricing scheme, whatever it is, there is always room to improve. And on top of that, once we have all the basics in a very good shape, just at that point, we can start thinking about disrupting. Why I'm saying just at that point, because disrupting without having the basics met, I think has no sense, it's inconsistent. And I'm sure that all the brokers that are present here today will agree with me that nobody's going to buy an insurance if the basics are not met, regardless how nice this differentiator or new disruption may sound. Absolutely have to consider the customer. We live thanks and for the customer, and the basics, the better basics, and beyond the basics has to be always considering what the customer wants. And let me make a parenthesis here and mention an example that I think is a very good one. We as in MetLife, basically specifically in MetLife Brazil, you know, we are a top player in the employee benefits arena, and we have done brilliant everything there. But if there is something that we are proud of, it's our value proposition. We are proud about the value proposition, and within the value proposition, the loyalty program. And for us, after so many years of fulfilling our word on our loyalty program, that loyalty program became part of our basics, the first layer that you are seeing there. But the team went up, right? And they're constantly improving that loyalty program. Actually, and lately, with all the coronavirus coming into place, the team developed and enhanced and upgraded all these loyalty program, making even more attractive for our brokers. Again, fitting this to the new reality. And also the team is disrupting. Probably some of the local brokers in Brazil might be familiar that we set an agreement, a deal with Gympass, a very well-known company there, where we are adding an extremely high value proposition to our employers and customers, employers as our customers and employees, where we are going beyond. We are not just now providing all the best within the insurance industry, but we go even beyond and providing extra value for employers and employees, which we believe it's a pretty unique differentiator, and that we are disrupting the employee benefits proposition in the market. So speaking of the customer, what the customer has to say in all of that, and I'm showing this word cloud, and I'm sure that there is nothing revealing for all of you guys. Probably this is coming from a market research that we recently made, but I'm sure that every single market research about this in the last 30, 40, 50 days might have shown pretty much the same. They are asking us for trust, for easy to deal with, for information, for advice, for custom solution. Of course, they couldn't miss fair price too. So at the end, what they are asking us is simply to meet the basics, as I was referring to in the prior slide. But now things changed, right? And definitely since the beginning of the year with the coronavirus in place, everything changed, and we call it here the new reality. Everything is upside down. And I want to pick the brain again of everyone here and ask this question: is this new reality an unexpected opportunity to grow the penetration of life insurance that I showed before, that is very low across the board? So probably and potentially at the end of this presentation, we may have like a preliminary conclusion about this. Certainly, I'm not expecting, I'm not pretending to provide any future reading of what is going to happen. However, I think it's worth to walk through a latest market research that MetLife ran in Mexico and in Chile about the behaviors of the customer, how the customer is evolving with all this coronavirus stuff, their patterns, their purchase behaviors. And it's a very large study, but I picked just 5 components of it that I would like to show all of you that may be interesting to discuss, and again to trigger some activities or some actions towards this question that I'm placing or proposing right now about taking the opportunity to grow the life insurance penetrations. So let's move on with the first one. And we asked to these people about which are the main concerns these days. And I mean, there's no big surprise here. Probably all of us, if we make a survey right now, you would answer, or we would, as a group would answer pretty much the same. People is concerned about health, family, and their own health, to be, prepared in case we got infected. In a second level, we have financial fears, losing, our source of income, and then it's followed by life, by the fear of death, which of course shouldn't be a surprise in these days. However, we went beyond and we asked them, okay, within the financial industry, which includes insurance, but also banking and others, what you're planning to spend more in the next future, in the next 12 months, to be more precise. And here I'm showing the 2 KPIs from or the results from Chile and Mexico, but are pretty much the same here. In both cases, the number 1 is savings. I'm not talking about life insurance with saving components. I'm talking about savings per se, which means basically that people is planning, or is actually doing right now, spending less to save more, to be prepared financially, from the financial standpoint, to face whatever is going to come. But that is fortunately followed very, very closely by health and life insurance products. So again, health and life are in the very top of mind of needs from the customers or population in general in this new environment, in this new scenario. Connected with the prior question, we asked them, in this case, specifically to those that already have an insurance in force, not only with MetLife, they just have an insurance with some carrier. We asked them about if they were thinking or planning on buying additional coverage, buying more sum insured. And despite Chile and Mexico has a pretty different level of answers here, Chile on the 30s, Mexico on the 60s. The truth is that both are wide above what used to be pre-coronavirus, pre-COVID. So I don't know how you see it. I would like to discuss later on about how you see it, but definitely into my lens, this is an invitation to at least to start with, to cross-sell and upsell our customer, providing what they are looking for in this new environment. Then, well, this slide for me is, pretty interesting. More for me, like I work for a life insurance company, but we asked them to rank all these insurance products from the most to the least interesting or appealing product in the current situation. And this is great. Not great, but it's unique, at least in my 20 years of professional career. I have never thought that this could actually happen. Seeing life insurance much higher than car insurance, well, for me, it's a big surprise. And definitely this COVID stuff is so big, so impactful, that even is changing these priorities. We can see in the case of Chile being, almost 6 times life, the perception versus car insurance, and 4 or 5 in the case of Mexico. If you ask me if this is going to stay as is right now in the long run, well, honestly, I don't know, but probably I would assume that it's not. That somehow, whenever we are going to start going back to, so to say, normal, this will be, recalibrating a little. However, I do believe that life insurance within the insurance category, but also in general, will end this crisis much upper in the ranking than what it started at the beginning. So that is extremely interesting. And to conclude with, we asked them again what they asked to us, what they are looking from us. And they came with a very thorough list of requests. But guess what? They're just asking us to meet our basics and asking exactly the same that was prior to the coronavirus. So Gustavo and all the CQCS community, I would like to end my presentation by inviting us all to be part of this new opportunity. Certainly is an unwanted opportunity because we don't want to live, in a COVID era, but it's here, it's everywhere. And I invite all of us as an industry to go after this opportunity to grow our penetration in the life insurance. And with that, again, thank you. I hope you enjoy it, you find it interesting. And I get back to you, Gustavo.
Luciano, I'm 100% in trying to rebuild and, how could I say, refine our services. I believe the improvement of transparency as a pre-requirement for the life. I have 2 kids at home. Lara is 17, before yesterday, completed before yesterday. João is 14, so almost 15. And the ethics, this new generation, it's beautiful to watch, my friend. So I think our generation, we are in charge right now. We have the power of rebuilding, suggesting. And I really believe that when we help society to perceptive value, as this partnership with MetLife, with Gym Pass, being MetLife and can using Gym Pass, that means MetLife is not taking care of me when I'm sick or when I'm dying or my mom dies, when I'm disabled. But MetLife helped me to keep me alive, well, healthy. And I think our industry have been doing a good job on this journey in the last 20 years, I could say that. When I have 34 years insurance, was really ugly when I started it. And today it's allowed us to be more proud. But I'm agree with you that this change that COVID's allowed us to make, will put life insurance in a higher place in the ranking of what kind of protection people would like to, especially because we all get scared. We got in touch, we talking about death and sickness. So that's our moment. I would like to send a hug, special hug for all people from MetLife, Ramon, Rafael, Thiago, and I'd like you to know that I really felt really blessed to meet you, start a relationship. We're friends right now, have this experience online, rebuilding this amazing field of life insurance. And I'd like to ask you, if you don't mind, to wait a little bit for the Q&A. Have some questions for you already here, if you don't mind. But gratitude, my friend. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I would love to. Thank you.
Right now, we're going to receive my new friend from ON, because Ohio National, when became a partner of Centauro, that means that we are in the same boat, my friend. So David, very nice to meet you. Our friend Eduardo Coleman, who suggested your name, is here watching us. Ricardo Ileana just called me today to say, oh, I couldn't make my registration. And we for sure solved the problem. She's here with us also. And I'd like to introduce you, talking first a little bit about Centauro and how I met Ohio National, making it clear that wasn't the Centauro asking or issue, but you are here because our common friend, David Comer, suggested your name as a guy that knows Latin America and works in a global company that could help us. But Centauro is a really beautiful Brazilian history of love for insurance. Ricardo and João Ricardo was born on insurance. You know, Mrs. Maria Carmen is our La Grande Dame, you know, and she had to challenge you to take care of her kids, you know, without the support of her husband, who left earlier than imagined. And Ricardo is a born on insurance, love insurance. We take so many bottles of wine talking about insurance that for sure we love insurance. João is a master who helped to organize the Brazilian insurance market. You know, João Elísio Ferraz de Campos is a name who is, you know, printed in the history of insurance in Brazil. And when I met Ohio National, I heard of a phrase that really touched me. We choose Centauro because we found people who have the same mindset of love and insurance and in independent distributions improvement. So, my friends, I introduce you to David Azarito. He's a strategic thinker and result to drive an international insurance executive, extensive experience leading local and regional business units, noted team builder, able to lead cross-cultural teams and optimize joint venture partnerships, a skilled negotiator with proven track record building sustainable business models, and his core competencies are strategic planning and implementation, general management, business unit management, underwriting, portfolio management, consumer product innovation and development, catastrophic risk management, broker and agent distribution, mass distribution, joint ventures, and also married with a Brazilian lady. So yes, man, you have plenty of tools to help us to improve the insurance business. Welcome, Dave. Now is our show. Please share with us your things and thoughts.
Thank you, Gustavo, for the introduction and the kind words specifically about our valued partners in Curitiba. I would like to congratulate once again Albert and his team at SampleMed for their Innovation Award. They're a wonderful partner to our industry in Brazil and across other markets. And it's a real pleasure to be here today with Marcelo and Luciano, who represent two of the most fantastic companies in our industry. I'm very thrilled for this opportunity to engage the panel and to speak to all of the brokers, mostly from Brazil. Ohio National is not a very common name in the Brazilian market, so I'll spend a few minutes talking about who we are and why we're here. Ohio National is a Cincinnati-based life insurance carrier. We were founded, let me share my screen first. There we go. We were founded in 1909, and Cincinnati is based in the state of Ohio, which is in the Midwestern part of the United States, and it shares a common value system, which we like to refer to as Midwestern values. Midwestern values form an integral part of our corporate culture. And they also are represented in our vision statement. And to paraphrase our vision statement, Ohio National aims to be honest and have integrity in everything that we do. We cultivate and value relationships, and we aim to maintain our financial strength. We're a mutual insurance company, which means we're owned by the policyholders in the United States. It's not a common model across Latin America, but it serves us well and speaks to the need for our financial strength. We're a company that believes that we manage long-term risk. And in doing that, I can give you an example of why we speak to that so relevantly. We've had a policy that's been active for over 90 years. So imagine any company in any industry making a promise to serve a product for 90 plus years. And that mentality permeates everything we do at Ohio National. So we frequently sacrifice today to make sure that our company is better and better prepared for tomorrow. And tomorrow for us is not next quarter or next year. It's generations down the road. We've had some success in the United States over the generations, and we decided in 2000 to explore international markets. And through a process, we ended up acquiring a life and annuity company based in Chile. And that company flourished. Over the first 13, 14, 15 years of that company's existence, we generated impressive growth, impressive returns, and we felt more and more confident that our model that worked so well in the US, that was generating traction in Chile, could work well in other markets. So in 2013, Ohio National chose to enter the Peruvian market with a pure startup. And today, we are the only US-based life insurance carrier in the Peruvian market that's selling individual life products. We're very proud of that position in that dynamic and growing market. And shortly thereafter, as Gustavo mentioned, we entered into a partnership with Centauro, based in Curitiba. And the reason why, to repeat the messages, we identified like-minded people in the partners who share our passion for designing individual life insurance products to form an integral part of the customer's financial solutions. And to do that through independent distribution, through relationship management, a core strength and part of our main philosophy at Ohio National. And across our markets, we're very proud to have excellence in local leadership. Our leadership teams maintain active participations in the markets via insurance and brokerage associations, along with industry forums and events such as this CQCS Innovation Panel. Our view of life insurance, the panoramic in Latin America, is quite specific. Marcelo spoke to the opportunities in Brazil, very well illustrated. The Brazilian market, as well as most of the Latin American markets, continue to grow. And they're growing because the middle class continues to expand. The family unit remains the primary focus in Latin America, very much as it is in the Midwestern part of the United States. Other parts of my country and other parts of the world are seeing that change. But in Latin America, as well as in the Midwest United States, there's a like-mindedness towards placing the family first in all of decision-making. It's a moment for inflection for our industry here in Latin America. We've got cultures where people have depended for generations on pensions, whether they're government or corporate or a blend of both of those pensions. And the pension model is facing rising challenges. In the US, the pension model has been fading out of existence for almost 2 generations. And we're starting to see some of the same pressures emerge in Latin America. The pension models are very costly, very expensive to fund. They create a wealth of reserves, which become political opportunities to maybe diverge those reserves and use them for other initiatives. So they're constantly facing political pressures. And then we've seen interest rates across the world, and in particularly in our Latin American markets, in steep decline. And this decline has only been accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic. Our customers are finding less alternatives for investment, less attractive financial solutions. And so we're starting to see, as Luciano mentioned, an uptick in demand for our products for reasons related to both the pandemic, the interest rates declining, and the national pension models becoming under attack, or uncertainty around those models. The disruption coming from the COVID-19 is impacting our financial markets and attacking our health We're already seeing that this demand is increasing, and we're here to aim to try to be a driver to help continue it beyond the pandemic. There is uncertainty as to how the demand will level off. I think Luciano posed an industry relevant question at the conclusion of his presentation. But each of us play a role in helping continue to educate and increase awareness for our clients, for our potential clients, to the risks that they face, and outlining products that include life insurance as a core component of the financial solution to protect them now and for the future. We talk about the opportunities. The markets are expanding. Pre-COVID, the continent was basically growing double digits in life insurance. Even more exciting when you break it down by individual life insurance. Obviously, there are impacts related to the economic disruption that COVID has caused, but demand is there. The customers today may have challenges as to whether or not they can fund a purchase of adequate life insurance, but the demand is increasing. So we need to take advantage of an industry and help continue that trend. We believe that there are opportunities to better serve the markets. Our markets are large and growing, but in many ways they're underserved. Most importantly, in the products, the core structure of the products is functional, but the products have an opportunity to be more flexible, more customizable, because everybody's family has unique needs. Everybody is different. Not all of the customers need the same level of protection at the same moment of their lives. So we need to continue to focus on customizable solutions for the families across Brazil and across the markets in Latin America. And I think we've already alluded to in prior conversations here, we have an opportunity as an industry to do more to promote healthier lifestyles. I believe MetLife has some initiatives as well as other countries, but the health sector is pretty far out in front of the life sector in being able to market our products with benefits and initiatives that help promote a healthier lifestyle. And in doing so, there are certainly benefits for the customers in their own health, but also benefits in the medium and longer term for our products. They become much more competitive as we attract healthier clientele. The other opportunity that we have a lot of passion for is distribution, in particular, independent distribution. We believe that for our model and our products and the niche of customers that we aim to serve, that independent brokers, independent agents are going to help amplify the opportunities. We believe that there are brokers, agents, and agencies that really value the entrepreneurial spirit and want to build their own companies. We're very experienced in the US and through our partners in Brazil, as well as our teams in Chile and Peru. We're very experienced to help enable that process. We're committed to their independence. We understand it mostly because we've done it and because we listen. Imagine a distribution team with one head versus a distribution team with 100 heads of different independent agencies. You can get multiple levels of creativity, and the solutions, the possibility for solutions become endless. Our philosophy is that it's your business, it's your vision, and we'll help. We're very good at helping you grow your business, better serve your clients, and better market the products that we manufacture for your production engine. Life insurance product guarantees are attractive, and protection provides reassurances, particularly during troubled times like we're facing today. When we look at the COVID-19 pandemic and the uncertainty it's created, it highlights the need for coverage. It's our opportunity and our obligation to take that and continue that trend beyond the pandemic. When a vaccine is available and life returns to what becomes the new normal, we need to move the needle on penetration. There are hardly enough families, particularly in Brazil, who have protection, and even a smaller number of families that have adequate protection. The distribution opportunity from our perspective is an opportunity to participate in a noble profession. What other profession can you envision or imagine that allows you to help people in case they die too early, help people in case they live too long and outlive their finances, and help people in case they get sick and are unable to work again along the way? So we treat distribution as the most noble part of a very noble profession, which is to deliver life insurance products to families and individuals across our markets. How have we responded to the pandemic? Well, we're doing our part to social distance. We spent a lot of time at the onset of the pandemic strengthening our reinsurance. We wanted to make sure that the promises we made and the products we sold, whether it's Brazil or Chile or Peru or in the United States, that those promises weren't bled away by terms and conditions and exclusions related to a pandemic or an epidemic that caused more uncertainty for the customers. So we did our part to make sure that not only our commitment was there, but we reaffirmed the commitment of our reinsurance partners so that everybody has a stake in the game, which is to meet the obligations of the policyholders. We made promises, you made promises on our behalf, and we wanted to make sure, absolutely certain, that we were there to address those promises without concern. We've improved our electronic transaction capabilities. Everyone had to adapt to the work from home model at the onset of the pandemic and even until today. And we adapted quite quickly in each of our markets and continue to add capabilities to our technology to better enable you to execute the business. There's nothing more frustrating than having a customer and not being able to illustrate the opportunity, not having the technology available, functioning to be able to complete the transaction. We understand that and are committed to helping you going forward with those digital sales initiatives. And we've increased our support for distribution partners. We've done over 400 webinars and online trainings over the last 4 months in our markets, just in our Latin American markets, to ensure that we continue to share the best practices, the emerging thinking, and the selling tips, along with information and webinars on how to process through our technology to better serve the distribution needs in this new world. Through online product sales and marketing training sessions, along with our initiatives to be able to recruit more relationships, more brokers, more agents virtually, we've completely expanded our digital presence and found new and innovative ways to be able to interact with our markets. The pandemic creates uncertainty. Our life insurance products help address a piece of that uncertainty. We're not a full solution, but we believe and are committed to ensuring that the financial solutions that the customers need have a core piece of life insurance, which helps reduce the uncertainty today and helps protect them in the future, while also providing, through permanent products, the ability to utilize some cash balances down the road for their financial needs later in their lives. We're very excited about the footprint we've generated in Latin America. As Gustavo mentioned, I share an intimate passion for our markets, having lived in Mexico, having lived in Chile, and being married to a Paulistana. I understand our markets, and I am committed, and Ohio National is committed to help moving the needle on our industry going forward and ensuring that the customers have proper awareness and education relating to their risks, and that you have the tools in your arsenals to provide solutions to meet those needs for now and for generations. And one other story I like to share about our company and our commitment to distribution. We've been in business since 1909, and we do business in almost every state in the US, but we're very proud of certain relationships. And we've got one family who's represented us for 4 generations. So now it's the great-grandchildren who are running the agency before it was their parents and their grandparents and their great-grandparents. And you just don't see that type of loyalty and connection from a family business to an insurance company very often. And that speaks to how we work and interact with brokers and agents, how we listen, and how we remain committed to ensuring that we produce the products that you need to satisfy your customers' needs. And that's served us very well over our first 110 years, and we look to continue that over our next 110 years. Once again, it's my pleasure to have this opportunity to speak to all of you. And special thanks, Gustavo, and to the entire CQCS team for this extremely well-organized event and for inviting me to participate. Thank you.
David, I love it. It's another company for over 100 years, rebirthing the SulAmérica, and you guys are alive in a pandemic moment, very strange landscape, and rethinking and becoming younger and fresh and sharp. And I love 2 points that you brought. Yes, we are part of the solution. If you don't feel this way, I suggest you to leave the insurance market. Find another thing to do, because you are part of the solution. You're not here to make people more sick, more sad, more poor. We are here to help people to get strong and get back on track and make the lives going on. So I understand you. I believe in the same way. I'm side by side with you, because we are part of the solution. Great. Second point, for sure, 100 heads will think better than one. If you find that one who can hear, feel, and build the solutions, for sure, we have much better solutions. And I have been in this industry for the last almost 35 years, and I have been insurer, broker in bank assurance, reinsurance broker as independent, representing big companies in the health and accident field, reinsurance. And I had a training program on Lloyd's of London. Castle Davidson is a very, very old syndicate. It was early 90s when I sat there. First of all, I love it that people comes with their papers and they place the risk. So you build unique solutions for unique risks. That was amazing. And Mark had a family ring. He said, what that ring means? 400 years of insurance. Wow. My great grandfather were here before Lloyd's was a building. So I love when you talk about long-term relationships. And I received a very nice message from Ileana that Mrs. Maria Carmen is here with us. What a hindrance to give gifts like these ones for us, you know. And I'd like to thank you very much for the presentation. I really like the approach, the direct approach that you brought. And if you don't mind, I would like to invite here our friends, Marcelo Mello. Marcelo, are you around, my friend? Kleber, invite Marcelo, Kleber, please.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, Gustavo.
Ready. And Luciano is around.
I am here.
Great. And Albert, are you there, Albert?
Yes, I'm here.
Our third edition is the InstruTech of the month. Have more questions from the Q&A. At least you have this goal on your on your behalf. And my friends, how it works? We have some questions here. One's a director from one of you. Some other ones I may ask you to share your visions about the same point. You know, we're gonna do that 20 minutes. I will compromise. We're a little late, but I'm having a lot of fun. A lot of people having a lot of fun. The audience is here, so let's move it on. And Marcelo, you believe that the life insurance search will increase with this pandemic, and you think that people are more worried about giving support for their families and people who belong to them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, if you look at what is happening in the life market in this year in 2020, the individual life insurance is growing roughly 30%. If you take the life insurance market as a whole, considering credit, life insurance, travel insurance, and other sectors, of course, the sector is going down or roughly zero. But only the individual life insurance is going up 30%, which means that people are more worried with their lives, and now we realize that we are not immortals. So yeah.
Thank you very much. Luciano.
Yes, sir.
Marcelo Tenedini, let me get back here, who asked the question for Marcelo were Gislaine from Cunha Soares, corretora from Uberlândia.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Gislaine.
Sorry about it. Marcelo Tenedini asking to Luciano Lopatin. Life insurance is the type of insurance more possibilities for innovation. You only need to consider the gender in the product and offer flexible products. You think the contracts need to be rethinked, the wording of this activity is obsolete?
So the quick answer, Gustavo, is yes. And I think all the companies have been making progress and dedicating efforts to make everything simpler, right? From the underwriting, all the medical examination, if they're needed, all the contractual, or even the information that is required to issue a policy. You know, to be specific, each market is different, and of course, is basically, or we act based on what the regulators allow us to do in terms of contracts, wording, and all the formal documentation. I'm sure that if it would be up to the companies, we would be even simpler than what we are right now. But unfortunately, I've been personally involved in some initiatives where we try to rethink about all that process, and it's difficult considering the legal, regulations or the compliance towards the regulation.
Thank you very much. Camila Calais is with us here. And Camila, for who don't know her, she's a really, really relevant player in the industry. She's a lawyer and from Matos Filho. And she really is the kind of, her questions are amazing. And I don't speak Spanish, I'll do my best. So he asked the same question for you and for Marcelo, but centralidade and los usuarios, user experience, is that? So you two guys, Camila want to know what about UX in life insurance? Luciano and Marcelo, and please, Mr. David, I will include you in this question. Who's going to be the first?
I can start.
Okay.
I mean, depending how you face or rephrase the question. If it's about the customer in the center, I mean, we as I mentioned in my presentation, we all live thanks for the customer. So not having the customer 24/7 in front of our eyes and being the reason of what we do, we will be failing. We will be investing time and money in something that is at the end is not going to worth it. It's not going to be payback. So definitely that's it. So in terms of user experience, probably depends on what we are talking about. If we're talking about the digital distribution, the distribution itself, or even post-sale at the point of a claim. But user experience definitely is a key part of fulfilling our work with them.
Great. Marcelo?
No, I totally agree. I think the insurance companies have been investing a lot, not only on the broker's experience, but also on the client's experience. But I think we have room to continue this evolution. So I totally agree that the insurance industry, especially the life industry and also pension industry, we need to think about the clients, and there is some room to continue this journey.
Good, David?
I agree. I think that the customer experience starts with the most difficult conversations, which is the brokers building the customer's needs. And those are the most uncomfortable questions. Once you get through that, the rest of the insurance buying and administration process needs to go a lot faster and a lot more seamlessly. And partners of the market, such as SampleMed, Alberto's group, they're on the leading edge of how to make that experience go much faster and smoother, and to be
People
able
are asking for Alberto to contribute on this answer also here in the Q&A. Alberto, you got David and a crew of people who are asking in, and SampleMed, but David, please help Alberto now.
It's really technology driven from the time that the broker has the customer properly identifying the needs for their particular family. And that's where technology and partners of the insurance company can really help enable a much more fluid and quicker transaction.
Albert, bring up us. What SampleMed have been doing practically to help in this field?
For us, the user experience is really important. We use many techniques for improve the user experience. We make this usability test, you create personas, we create a paper prototype, we make some tests with the real person. We have users around the world. You need to check if the questions it works with the Spanish market, in US market. It's for us, the user experience, it's really important. It's one of my goals. It's improve all the user experiences for the life insurance clients.
David, and Nero Miranda is asking here, what do you think that the American market could help the Brazilian market to optimize or increase our offers and sales on life insurance so we could increase the penetration that, as we saw in Luciano's presentation, we are half of the 4% that would be the average penetration of life insurance.
So I'll speak to generalities and not so much just the American market, but there are a lot of other foreign markets in Europe and Asia that are very well evolved. And where you see that evolution is product complexity, making the products more flexible with more features. Universal life is a product that's not available yet in Brazil. I believe that's also another question in the list. That's a product that the insurance companies are ready to take to market, but there are various obstacles relating to taxation and other items. So it has not yet been approved. But really products, again, that are more adaptable to the customer's needs as they evolve going forward. We no longer have a traditional family unit where a couple gets married at 22 and has 4 kids by the time they're 30, and then the kids go on and get married. That linear family unit no longer really exists in general, and you see people getting married at 60 and having children again. You see all kinds of divorces and remarriages, and so the family unit is moving and evolving much faster than the traditional products. And so more flexibility to be able to meet every type of family unit, I think is what we've seen in some of the more mature markets.
Nero, I love your question because it allowed us to kill 2 rabbits with a single shot. And let's talk a little bit about Marcelo and Luciano, mostly Marcelo, who's working strongly in the Brazilian market. What we need, what we don't have to start working with universal life. I think I always think everything is ready and never comes. How do you feel about that?
No, I think first of all, I think universal life is could be a great opportunity here in Brazil, but we still need to wait for some regulation in order to have a fully universal life launched in Brazil. We have some products pretty much similar, but not the same. But I think it's going to be we are going to see a relevant demand for it. So we are working with the regulator. We are working with the association, the FENAPREV, in order to speed up the regulation that we are still waiting for the real universal life being launched. But it's a great opportunity.
Because we have a good friend of presidential conferences here, Mrs. Half van der Herden. I hope this way you say his name. He works for a very special structure of risk management and claims handling claims. It's FREEZE. It's a group from Netherlands, and he brought here. Hi, Gustavo and panelists. Thanks for hosting this event. My question is, if you have seen a significant increase in life insurance fraud now with the huge increase on mortality due to COVID, and how can you handle the increased volumes of claims since traditionally there has been a steady flow of claims over time? Who wanna be the first?
I can say something.
Okay.
So in our case, we haven't seen much impact. That depends also on how the portfolio is composed in each of the companies. So whatever is valid for MetLife might not be the same case for other companies. We are big in group life, in credit life, also in individual, but all those group life insurers that we have, actually, the average age of our portfolio makes it quite young. So the impact on the death mortality or in the claims ratio in life, in health could be different, but in life has not, jumped quite a lot since then, hopefully, to us. So and for the same reason, we haven't seen bigger cases or more frequent cases with frauds.
I had the same impression as, thank you so much. You had the same impression. You told it what I felt. Did you have a significant increase of deaths in your portfolio, Marcelo?
But yeah, the loss ratio increased, but not that much, because as was mentioned, the profile of our portfolio is pretty much linked to the travel insurance and the group insurance, group life insurance. So I would say that the loss ratio increased a little bit, but not that much. So I think the most important measure that we took since the beginning of COVID was to talk to the clients and the brokers and make them comfortable that we were going to include this coverage in their policies, because of course pandemic was excluded from the policy. So yeah, I would say that a little bit increased, but not that much, not material.
David?
Can you repeat the question, Gustavo?
You have a significant increase of claims ratio because COVID?
We've seen across our Latin American markets quite an increase in claims. We have our traditional life insurance products, but we also participate in credit life programs, Prestamisto. And those programs insure quite a large number of citizens in each country. So we've seen those claims arrive, but the claims amounts, because of the product, are very small. We also participate in a national program in Chile and Peru for survivorship. And those programs are starting to generate claims, but our core life insurance business is not experiencing any disproportional volume of claims compared to our stress models. So we're very comfortable with our reserves and our underwriting and our reinsurance.
Thank you so much. Pedro Gastal is bringing that he thinks that life insurance in term model is not a very innovative product as PNC. And he's asking, and if you guys think that you can innovate doing life term insurance. It's possible.
I think it's really possible. I think it's possible innovate in the process. I think it's possible innovate in the product holes. I think everything is possible innovate. We have many different markets around the world, and some markets change a lot. The cab drivers change because the Uber and another markets change a lot. And the life insurance change in US because new companies entering the market. I believe the technology, I believe because the COVID, all the companies and all the market need to adapt and use and improve the customer experience and then provide better products for everybody.
Thank you very much. But what I felt Pedro was asking is the field of the client, the user X, what we can offer to the final, because it's comparing with PNC. Né? Então, new coverage, new designs. And if one of you could contribute with that, it would be good. We have more two
I
questions.
think, yeah, I think we can. Of course, we can improve those kinds of products. We can include different coverage, different assistants, such as telemedicine, for instance, that we just talked in the past. So yeah, I think it depends on the coverage or the assistance you provide. The product can be can have a much more appeal. So I think also it's an opportunity.
Thank you, Marcelo. Sérgio Ricardo Souza, he used to be Sul America, and he's a professor. He and the guy who invests pretty much in helping people to understand and love more insurance. And he brought here, he's really worried about how we're going to handle coverage of pandemic in the future. Né? And how the reinsurance companies, how the reinsurance market are dealing about offering coverage for pandemic, for the future, for the future pandemics possibilities, not only COVID, but this pandemic, you may have 100 years before have another one, but we are not free about having another. And here I want to know how reinsurance market are dealing with it. How you see that? You guys see the reinsurers are open to cover it?
Well, I will start, then I pass to someone. When we decide to cover COVID in the beginning, our reinsurers, of course, our contracts did not include the pandemic, and then they decide along with us to cover. So we were pretty much in line with the brokers and the clients. I think it's too early to say how it's going to affect the contracts, the reinsurance contracts. But of course, it's going to affect, and I think the clients are going to decide if they want to this inclusion or not, because it's going to affect the price. It's going to be an issue that the clients, the brokers, the insurers, they are going to pay more attention.
Thank you, Marcelo. I think so one thing is very important for people to understand. We are we still have 300 people here with us right now, so we should talk clearly. We sell protection, but we manage the mutual. When we include some kind of extra protection, this cost will be shared with all the community. There's no magic around, you know. So this is very important. It's okay, Dan. Hey guys, I think we are done. There are some guys from a platform here of investment, pension, insurance, making marketing our chat and sending questions about getting approved. I won't do that here, Joel. I would like that to be done in a more professional way. So if you want to have the products here, if that we need to talk before the conference. And Camila, thank you very much. Claudio, the last question, and I think it'll be with you, Marcelo, again, because you're in Brazil, and we can get that. If the other guys would like to answer, it's open. We have here the microinsurance that became a myth because, in my opinion, the government should get some benefits to stimulate the companies to go to this kind of risk, because it's a social risk. But Claudio Leão says that last projection indicates that the social programs will reach over 35 million Brazilian assistants. There's an opportunity for market insurance. There's any other opportunity that you feel to sell insurance for these people that will have received the benefits of the government.
Maybe there is, yes. It's very challenging to work with microinsurance, very challenging. But yeah, as the income in Brazil is very low, even with the social benefits, microinsurance can be a room of growth. This is not a field that we play here at Sul America, but yeah, there are some insurance companies that are focused on this market. But I think it's very challenging, very challenging, because it tends to be very costly, and the price has to be very cheap. It tends to be very costly for the insurance company, and the price has to be very cheap to reach the low income people. So it's very challenging. But I think there is a room for those who are very focused on this kind of business.
I do agree with with Marcelo, not specifically about Brazil, but in general, the main challenge or issue with microinsurance is logistics, right? Is delivering, offering, and actually whenever you get customers, servicing and collecting the premium. So it is a rough. I mean, from the numbers, whenever you get the numbers into an Excel, the numbers are big because unfortunately population that needs microinsurance in Latin America is also large. However, I think we all have faced difficulties to make it happen, again, from the logistics standpoint.
Yeah.
And we could stay here because they don't stop sending questions. We were supposed to finish 22 minutes ago. And I went I'd like you guys to leave a message, but if you don't mind, bring a focus in some concerns that CQCS is really strong with the brokers community. We have the proposal to protect better society, having better insurance professionals who are better prepared. So we offer all the information to them. How you think the digital, no, you guys, if you could in your ending now, tell us and send a message for finishing our event. And if you could include, how do you feel about the digital, if it's positive or negative for the brokers still in the process? And let's try to don't take too long because we are really late and people have their own schedule. And Albert, you start.
Thank you very much for everybody. Thank you, Centauro, for partnership with us. Thank you, MetLife, for partnership with us. I hope the Sul America work with us. And I believe all the agents, everything, that product is really hard to sold. And I believe in the digital don't kill the partners and the agents. I think the digital can help everybody to sold more. This is what I believe. And I think everybody need to use the technology for help the client. This is my message. And the new world scenario, I think everybody needs to work on this. Thank you very much again.
David.
I feel very strongly that the digital tools that are available and are coming available can most effectively help the brokers. And those digital tools that are designed to help them better illustrate, help them better explain, and help them better identify the customer's needs and show the customers and make them more aware about the risks that they face. I think those tools, if I'm a broker, I want and I need those tools. So I think those tools are going to be the most powerful transformation related to technology in the near future.
Great, and thank you very much. Luciano, your last words, and if you please include the digital.
Yeah, as for the digital, well, of course, from the servicing perspective, I mean, digital makes everything simpler. So from the broker standpoint, the companies that invest, big in all the processes to make the processes digital, to make them process remote, will make everyone's life easier. So it's welcome for every single player. From the sales standpoint, I think it doesn't change much. I think we still, the life insurance is still a product that needs to be sold, different to, for example, car insurance, that digital may have a different role. So I wouldn't say that digital will in a way affect the way we are working with the brokers right now. And of course, I take the opportunity, Gustavo, and all the colleagues here to thank you for inviting me here. It was very nice. So looking forward to be part of the attendees list in the next session.
Great, my friend. Thank you very much. Very nice having you here with us. And Marcelo, please.
Well, Gustavo, first of all, thank you. Thanks again for the invitation. You are a great friend of the brokers and a great friend of SulAmérica. Thanks again. I think I agree with Luciano. I think digital and innovative tools are not going to jeopardize the role of the brokers. They are going to work together. The brokers are going to be financial planners. They need to focus on being a financial planner, helping the clients to find their best coverages, the best assistances, to help clients to, of course, also choose the best pension plans, and why not investments, as the investment platforms are doing. So if you take as an example the investment platforms in Brazil, the agents, they are distributing right now life pension investments, and the broker has to fulfill this role. I think it's a great opportunity for the brokers, and SulAmérica is more than open to discuss and prepare the brokers for this very bright future.
Thank you very much, Marcelo. I'd like to thank our sponsors. It's very important for us to have companies investing in events like this one. It's very hard to invest in a year like the pandemic year, and I know how hard there is to these companies to choose. And me and now the team from CQCS and Keros and Idealizar feel really blessed to have companies investing on us. We are doing a lot of movements on this way. Our friend Ralph said here, Gustavo, keep fighting the good fight, and have been doing that in the last few months in a very blessed way. Why? Because it's a pleasure to be one of the guys who have the chance to rebuild our landscape. First of all, brands like Simple Med, Ohio National, MedLife, and SulAmérica is not just simple brands or simple players. They're hard players. They're doing great. All of them are doing very well. Okay, they stopped their lives to be here sharing with us. So thank you very much, you panelists, that allowed us to make this level of conference that we had today. I don't know about yourself. You all have the chance to fulfill the survey, but I'm very satisfied with the content and the model. I would like pretty much to have more control about the time. I think we lost the time for half an hour. We also would like to say sorry about some people didn't have some trouble in getting in the room. So I tried to help here in the WhatsApp, even during the conference, to bring everybody in. But I'd like to leave with the last message. Digital came to make us better. We need to relearn how to use our time, how to build our schedule, how we're going to handle our priorities, but came to do a better change. And the insurance industry have been digital for a long time. We did not realize until COVID arrived. I don't know about other countries. In Brazil, in 1 week, most of these companies were at home office. In 2 weeks, 100% of the market were. but the broker did that in 48 hours, most of them in an hour. And sometimes have doubts about how brokers would handle the digital transformation. We brokers showed the world, showed the insurance companies, and showed the consumers that we were prepared. And the consumers gave us the most valuable stamp of capability to protect. The level of renewing contracts in Brazil was 100%. The brokers did great in the first 3 months at least. The consumers showed everyone that would prefer to have brokers, as Marcelo showed. Investment advisors are a choice of the consumer. Brokers are a choice of the consumer. For sure, our challenges around. We have the obligation to update our knowledge using all the information around coming on the digital to provide better service. But I had the pleasure with my friend Jonathan Kalman, which is CEO of EOS, which is an amazing organization, a venture capital company that gets money for insurtechs and invests in very interesting projects. They have a board of international advisors. In the meeting of May, if I'm not wrong, they brought a question. Will COVID kill the brokers? Will digital kill the brokers? And the answer were no. That will make brokers stronger. We're going to have the bionic broker. The broker would use his human aspects, his human capability, the human relationship he has with the client, using all those tools that we were obligated to use, that were already in our backpacks, to provide better services. So our industry is still strong, is still protecting. We are part of the solution, as Luciano brought us. Companies are simple, man, are making great. SulAmérica and Ohio National have been doing that for more than a century. That means that we are part of the solution, and I'm very proud to be part of it. And today is a very special day, because today we had the proof that the insurance professionals want to refine their knowledge to provide better protection for us, for a society that are needing so much to feel safer and secure. Thank you all, and hoping to see you back here in the end of September to talk about the new auto insurance that comes in this new world. Gratitude.